Hello students and my dear friends, myself HR Chaudhary, working as assistant professor in Department of CSE, Engineering College Ajmer. So today we will discuss the remaining topics, which is already some topics already we have discussed about the accessibility testing in the previous lecture. Now today we will discuss the remaining topics of accessibility testing. So what is accessibility testing, which is already we have discussed in the last lecture. Why accessibility testing, which is also we had discussed in the previous lecture. On which disabilities to support, it is also we have been discussed in the last lecture. Now today we will see that how to do accessibility testing. So we can see here accessibility testing can be performed in two ways. One is manual and another is automated. So before moving to the testing or design to the test cases or moving software application to the users for testing, we should know aware of our certain kind of things, that what are the things from which the user and the tester should be aware. So there are certain kind of things, if we moving through the manual testing or automated testing, the tester should be aware about certain kind of things. The things are such as whether an application provides keyboard equivalency for all mouse operations or windows, it is provided or not. The second one we can say whether instructions are provided as a part of user documentation or manual, is it easy to understand and operate the application using the documentation. If you move third one, maybe the whether tabs are ordered logically to ensure the smooth navigation. And fourth one we can say that whether shortcut key are provided for menus. Next we can think about the whether application supports all the operating systems or not. Definitely it should be checked. And whether response time of each screen or page is clearly mentioned, that the end user know how long to wait. Definitely it should be checked. And whether all the labels are written correctly in the application. And after that we can think about or it should be it should have the knowledge about whether colors of the application is flexible for or users or not. Definitely it should be there. And then we'll see that whether images or icons are used approximately appropriately, so it is easily understood by the end user. After that we can look at that whether an application has audio alerts or not. It is very important definitely. And then we can move whether a user is able to adjust audio or video controls. It should be given the option in the application or software definitely. Whether a user override defaults fonts of printing and text displays, it should be there. Whether a user can adjust or disable flashings or rotating or moving displays. After that we should move that checks to ensure that the color coding is never used as the only means of conveying information and indicating an action. Whether highlighting is viewable with the inverted colors or testing of the color is there in the application by changing the contrast ratio. It should be there definitely. And whether an audio or video related contents are properly heard by the disabled people. Test multimedia pages with no speakers in website. Definitely should be tested, or this knowledge should be there to the testers which are going to test the definitely accessibility testing. Whether a training is provided for the users with the disabilities that will enable them to become familiar with the software or application. So these are the things that should be given or that should be made aware to the testers before moving for the testing, that may be manual or automated. Now if there are certain kind of diseases or disabilities, definitely everybody is not aware about the every kind of disability. So the testers or the testing should be aware about certain kind of disabilities also. We can have like vision disability. So okay, now let us assume, suppose we don't have a vision ability and we completely blind. Suppose somebody is completely blind and wanted to access XYZ. In that case, what is the option? Definitely if you think so, can I access the XYZ or can I not access the XYZ? What the option do I have? So there is a world option which is termed as screen reader. Yes, we got it right, screen reader. Now what is the screen reader? It is a software which is used to narrating the content on the web. Basically what is on our website, whether it is a content or link or radio button or image or video etc. Screen reader will narrate each and everything for us. Definitely there are numerous screen readers available, which we will discuss here. Suppose JAWS George. Basically when you start George or any screen reader and then go to the website, then it will narrate us the complete content. For example, we have started George and started the browser George, will announce that Mozilla Firefox starts page. Now if I go to the address bar, then George will announce that address bar, and then type suppose we type www.google.com on address bar. Joe will going to explain somewhat like this, that we type the Google bar. So these are the point I want to explain here. A screen reader will narrate word by word if you enter something or in the text box. Similarly, if there is a link, it will pronounce it as a link, or button, it will pronounce as at a button, so that a blind person can easily identify the things. Now if a website is poorly designed and developed, then it might be possible that the judge would not be able to narrate the correct content, which in turn result for inaccessibility for blind person. Definitely. So for that, definitely if say George narrating the link content, and then blind user would never able to know that a link, or if there would be a crucial one of the website, then in that case it would be a result into a high loss for website business. Definitely. And second kind of awareness should be there about the visual impairment. Definitely. There are two categories which we want to here mention, that visual impairments. The first one is color blindness. Color blindness means not completely blind, but not able to view some specific color properly. So red and blue are the common colors which people not able to see properly if they do not have color blindness. If they do have a color blindness. So basically, if do have a color blindness of red color and I want to use website which is 80% in red, then what? Would I be comfortable on that website? The answer is definitely no. So a website should be designed such that a person with color blindness does not have any problem to access that. Take a simple example of a button which is in red, and to make it accessible it is outlined with black, so then it is easy to access. Normally black and white are considered as universal. Now third one is poor vision disability. Definitely, if the second thing is a person having poor vision, not clear vision, or having a different eyesight problems. There are many eye problem related to the retina or other kind of things may be there for accessing any site. In such a case, the best thing is to do is avoid small text, because it would be a great advantages for poorly vision people. And also people vision problems would like to zoom text of the website to make it comfortable for them, and so on. So website should be designed such a manner that if enlarging it, its layout is not breakable when zooming the text, otherwise it won't be a good impression for them. So these kind of things, and other disabilities also may be there, like testing for disabled audience. One very major point to be considered accessible website without the use of mouse. A person should be able to complete access the website, the links, buttons, radio buttons, checkboxes, pop-ups, drop downs, and all the control should be completely accessible and operable through the keyboard. So these are the things should be in the should have knowledge about the things before moving to the testing. It can be done by manually or automated. Now we move to the next thing, that is accessibility testing tools. We can see here we have the certain kind of accessibility testing tools in the accessibility testing. So we can look here: the WebTalk, accessibility wallet, accessibility developer tool, quick accessibility page tester, a designer, web anywhere, web accessibility toolbars. So these are the some certain kind of accessibility testing tools. So we start from the Wave. What is Wave? So Wave is a free web accessibility tool created by WebAIM. It is used to validate the web page manually for various aspects for accessibility. This tool can be used to check the intranet password protected, dynamically generated or a sensitive web pages. Major function of web accessibility toolbar includes identifying the components of the web pages, providing access to the alternate view of the page content, and facilitating the use of third-party online applications. It ensures the 100% private and the security accessibility reporting. So this is the functioning of the Wave tool, basically what kind of things we can perform with the Wave. Now we look at the TAW. It is also an important tool for accessibility testing. TAW is the online tool for determining the accessibility of your web page, or this tool analyzes the website in accordance with web accessibility guidelines, and we can have shown accessibility issues. Web accessibility test issues are categorized into priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, as we know already this thing. The interesting feature of TAW is the ability to generate subsets of WCAG 1.0 to test them against. In the TAW tool, you can either choose to test a single page or a multiple pages by spider aside. TAW also enable us to define the additional checks, that is user checking and dialog boxes. So this is the TAW and the functioning of this TAW accessibility tool. Now the next tool is accessibility wallet. It is a tool that allow you to check, or allow us to check web pages against the WCAG web content accessibility guidelines, that is compliance. All the HTML reporting options shown here, markup in a normalized for the highlighting, and deprecated and bogus and valid marks are well as elements that are misplaced. This tool offers various features which can be a deep report of the developer, the execution summary of a queue and management, and the metadata for the semantic web and www, and the automatic cleanup and HTML to XHTML conversions, and the scripting tools. So these are the things which is provided by the accessibility wallet. Now the next tool is accessibility developer tool. It is a Chrome extension. It does not accessibility audit. The results of the audit show accessibility rules that are violated by the page under test. The extension has high review and is frequently updated. Now the next one is a quick accessibility page tester. Since there are some excellent accessibility toolbars, quick page accessibility, there is a bookmarks that you can click to get a quick analysis of the web page. It will figure out various issues with your pages and warns about the possible issues and highlights areas on the page which might benefit from accessible rich internet applications. So these are the things which is provided by quick accessibility page tester. Then a designer, this is a tool developed by the IBM which simulates the experience of visual impaired individuals, so that the designer can better understand the needs of disabled people and the develop application accordingly. So it is also an important tool. Then after we can move to the web anywhere. This is a browser based tool that works similarly to the screen reader like Jaw. It assists the reader how to read the web pages basically. And the last we can move to the web accessibility toolbar. It is also an tool to perform the accessibility testing. The WAT, it is also known as WAT, is an extension of Internet Explorer or Opera that offers web pages designers with the useful feature in analysis of the web pages. And on the best feature is it's definitely a grayscale feature which helps to find the low contrast spot in the design definitely. So these are the tools which is available in the market through which we can perform the accessibility testing. Now we move to the next slide. That is we in accessibility testing we are starting out of myths or we can say the drawbacks, or we can say certain kind of myths which are available in the market. Now we should know what kind of myths are available in the market. So myths one is definitely creating the accessible website is expensive. Yes, is this true or not? We will know that whether the myth is true or not. No, it is not expensive. The fact is it is not expensive. And take the time out to think about the accessibility issues in the design stage itself along with basic testing. So this will save money as well as rework also. Now the second myth is changing inaccessible websites to accessible website is a time consuming and expensive. Is it true? So we move forward. It is not necessary to incorporate all the changes at one time. Definitely there is no need to change all the changes at a one. We can step by step we can convert, or as per need we can convert the inaccessible website to the accessible website. So this is not a true. Now the myth's third one is accessibility is a plain and boring. Is this true? No, it is not true. Basically we can make web pages attractive, but it should be designed in such a way that it can be accessible by all the users. Also as per W3C web content accessibility guidelines, it strongly discourages the use of text only pages. Definitely, so it's not true. Now myth 4, that accessibility if for the blind and disabled, whether it is only for those people. No, it's not true. The following accessibility guidelines improve the overall usability of the software, which helps regular users as well as, so it is also useful for the regular users also. So these are the myths which is available in market, and we have seen the results of these myths. So this is the accessibility testing is over now, and thank you.